Oh, hi guys. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, let me just get closer to the mic. Okay. I asked what this conversation was going to be about, and what I heard is your wish fulfillment is here. So there's a lot of things being put into play. There's a lot that maybe you've been waiting for, a lot of things that maybe you've kind of been hoping and praying and wishing would happen for you. You've been putting a lot of effort, all this amazing stuff has been in your head, and you want it so bad. When will it happen? When will it happen? Now it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. But first, we have to get through some of the different things that you probably need to know about in order for those things to happen. There's a lot of there's a lot of past life stuff that I'm picking up on, past life memories, past life details that are kind of needing to be factored in. There's a lot of integration that's needing to happen, just a whole bunch of different stuff, a whole bunch of different details that you need to kind of make sense of at this point. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to allow yourself to begin processing some of the things that you've largely avoided most of your life? You know, these are probably things that have brought you pain, things that have caused you to question your existence, question your relationships, connections, friendships, everything. Every single decision is laid out on the table right now. I don't know what that means. Maybe like every single aspect of your life is up for review by you. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Let's see what the cards are going to share with let's see what the cards are going to share with us. Okay. You need to allow these things back. This is how you're going to step into a space of power for yourself. And oh, Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Okay, so, anyways, so there's something that was pushed away, something that was banished that's needing to be allowed to come back. Yo, and just, you know, there's something that was banished that's needing to come back. It needs to be processed. It needs to whatever, and you kind of just need to go with the flow of whatever this is. However, this is supposed to go with the flow of it. Okay. You need to allow that winter to thaw. You need to allow that kind of icy um emotion, icy, whatever, because those are pathways that are needing to be explored by you so that you can step into an even more elevated space of personal power over yourself. Whatever parts of you and your journey that you're trying to reject, that's the very pathway that your soul is trying to use to bring you into a space of at one-ment with the self. So, for example, I've just been so caught up in this process that I'm in, like to the point where, oh my God, I'm so sorry to my class. I just completely brain farted yesterday. I didn't realize till like way after class was scheduled that I missed class. I was so lost in thought and in this process of really integrating different aspects of my previous existences. It's been intense. intense in a very empowering way, because now I'm willing to see, I'm willing to remember, I'm willing to integrate. It's still intense. It's still a very, very intense process. But see, if you're going to allow yourself to go through this process, then you step into a space of power that makes it possible for you to fulfill your wishes. This is the path you are to take. What are you wishing for? Wishing on a star. You guys know that song? Find out where you are. Oh no. I did not remember that song. Hold on. I feel like I need my sweater zipped up for some reason. Someone's trying to peek at my soul. No, I'm joking. So there's something. What is it? There's something that's needing integration, right? Whatever this is, it's needing to be integrated. You're needing to take responsibility for your life and the ways in which your life has not quite been on track. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's something that, like, it's almost like this feeling of you're not willing to settle any further. Like, no, you want the whole shabizzle bazzle bizzle bing bong. You want the whole thing. You know what I mean? And you shouldn't have to, like, settle for only a portion of what actually is meant for you. You shouldn't have to settle for only part of it. I mean, why would you have to settle? Are you willing to do the work? Because if you're willing to do the work, then you shouldn't have to settle. If you're not willing to do the work, then you absolutely have to settle. What the hell? You think you can get this for free? You're not. You have to do and go as far as you are instructed to do by soul. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. So, taking responsibility, right? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know how this factors in. It's this guy again. This guy again. This guy right here, just staring, staring, staring. Um, is this like something? So, okay, it could mean several things. It could be like, look at all my hair regrowth. Like, girlfriend, okay, hair regrowth. Just stick with the rest. Um, this could be something where it's like, maybe you're needing to reintegrate some past life memories. Maybe this is someone, because I think in a previous discussion we've had, this is an individual. This fella right here is someone you have some type of soul connection to, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that you're supposed to be romantic. It just means you have a soul connection. It means that you have a history together. And at some point, there was something that was left unresolved. And now it's time to resolve that. So it's something that you don't want to remember, right? So maybe this person needing to come back and you needing to take responsibility has more to do with oh, I don't know, letting that past life memory come forward. Because this is a major blockage to you creating your wish fulfillment. Oh. So is that like a sign that it's through the processing of whatever this is that y'all will be able to kind of just like step into a space of alignment for that abundance, at least a considerable portion of it to step forward, potentially. Do I have to share that? So there's people that I have some type of soul connection with, right? It's not always a good thing. I'm telling y'all, it's not always a good thing. So these people that I have a soul connection with, at least a couple of them, a handful of them, I'm currently in the process of writing a book about soul connections, my soul connections with others. um it's fascinating. It's a fascinating unfoldment that's taking place. It's a very fascinating unfoldment. Um, as I continue to process those previous life memories that are just coming in, like they coming in hot. Um, the pathway that leads to a greater degree of abundance is in fact dilating for me. It's opening up for me. And I'm not doing it for the abundance. I'm doing it because this is something I've held off for far too long. And in the process of doing this, what's happening is I'm recalling so many details, like active recall of past life memories, to the degree that I'm able to more deeply understand why I function the way I do, which parts of my life's history in this life is nothing more than a reverberation of a previous life experience. It's mind-boggling. It's seriously mind-boggling. So you want your dreams to be fulfilled. You need to be willing to process what needs to be processed to fulfill that wish. It's not necessarily that you need to speak to someone. I have long since accepted there are certain things and certain people that will most likely never be a part of this lifetime. That's okay. That's okay. And it's not because I'm hateful. It's not. It's not because I'm hateful. It's because maybe at this point, um, at least one person in that equation needs to accept that this is maybe something that will not be sufficiently resolved in this lifetime, and that's okay. We'll leave it for another lifetime, because the things that I need to process, the things that I need to get done in this life, that's going to be my priority at this point. You can't control people, you can't control outcomes. And that's something that we need to accept. We need to allow ourselves to get to a point where it's like, okay, that was once a potentiality and it's not anymore. Oh my gosh. We have the authority to change our mind. We have the authority to allow a simple changing of our mind to completely alter the trajectory of certain things. I think the problem here is that you can't do that. You can't step into that space of authority until you decide for yourself what you actually want. What do you want? What do you want from life? What do you want from yourself? What are you trying to create? Your wish fulfillment opportunity is presenting itself. I've never really been one to try and convince others one way or another. I've always just been one that's like, well, you're going to decide what you decide. So decide and stick with it. Actually step into a position of power and decide something for yourself and stick with it. Stick with it until it comes to full fruition. And if you're afraid and you double down, then you know this is something that's going to be absolutely worth your while. If you're afraid and you give up, then you know what the problem is. You don't believe and trust in yourself enough. Both are valid. Both are valid. So there's something there's something that wants, or someone that wants an alliance with you. I'm assuming, and this is an absolute assumption on my end, that someone, I don't know who, someone is very much stuck on this sense that they believe they should be a part of your life. And it's almost like they believe that they should be a part of your life, um, regardless of what capacity they're in your life for. Like, so an example pops in my head, and I didn't want to say it. But then Michael's like, just say it. So, disclaimer, because, some people lack some degree of intelligence. So I always have to put this disclaimer. Nothing that I say that encourages you to connect with others is to be applied to those who are disrespectful of your sovereignty, disrespectful of your space, your safety, your sense of self. I none of this applies to stalkers, stalker ass people. Did you hear that? Did you hear that sound? It's disgusting. Almost as disgusting as stalker ass people. I said what I said. I 100% mean everything I just said. I said what I said. Those kind of people can fuck off. I don't give a shit. Anyways. Anyways. So this applies to those who have not been abusive to you at any point. Okay. So it might be this thing where whoever this is, again, non stalker, non toxic. hmm Anyways, non-toxic person. Um, it's almost like this sense of they just want to be around you to the point where it's like they don't even care if they will never be able to be in a relationship, a romantic relationship with you. They just want to be in your proximity at this point. They want to form an alliance with you. They're recognizing just how amazing you are. I think that's the best way to explain this. They are recognizing how amazing you are, how beautiful your soul and your heart are. Maybe they're into your aesthetics too, I don't know. But they're realizing this, and excuse me. They want to form some type of friendship with you. They want to start over. I don't know that you guys can start over. I think what needs to happen is you both probably need to just accept that stuff happened the way it happened. It needs to just be accepted and then move forward from that. Either have communication to see if you're aligned at this point for friendship, romance, or whatever it is y'all want, and then move forward. It's almost the sense of like they're even willing to like I don't know where this is coming from. I will as my disclaimer right now, okay? I got no idea where this is coming from, but it's almost this sense of they would willingly suffer the hurt of seeing you with someone else if they could simply just be your friend. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. That kind of stuff, that's very, very, very muddled. I don't know. It seems like there's some type of history between y'all. I can feel it's like strings are just very gently being pulled. Like, let me just be near you. And then it's going to be this thing of if they're near you long enough, then you're going to feel something too. And then, I don't know. That's up to you guys, whatever you want to do with that. Um, Someone's like, so are you saying that we shouldn't talk to them? I'm saying you need to make up your mind. That's what I'm saying. You need to make up your mind. It's not for me to decide. Like for me, I have Capricorn in my Venus and Capricorn in my moon. I could just turn off emotions easy peasy. I'm really not tripping. I'm the kind of person that's just like, oh, you tripping? Okay, bye. Oh, you wanna you wanna ignore me? Silent treatment? Perfect. Perfect. ADHD, out of sight, out of mind. If I'm not in contact with you, I forget. I forget you exist. I know I can handle it. And I think quite a few of you could handle it too, but can this other person handle it? Like, what are you getting yourself into? I'm so not into third person circumstance type stuff. I'm so not into that. Like, at all, at all, at all, at all. Like, I'm not even it doesn't even offend me. I'm just like, "Oh, thank you for letting me know I'm out. Thank you." I remember my husband and I, we were still just dating, right? I don't even know if he considered me his girlfriend yet. It was only like maybe 2 months or so. Maybe 3 months. I don't know. Anyways, so we had just walked in, and I still remember this distinctly. We walked into Walmart because I needed some stuff for my apartment. We walked into Walmart, and then he got a phone call, and he answers the phone, and he looks really irritated. He looks really irritated, and I just looked at him like, like, ooh, that's a yucky face you're making. And I just kept walking. And then he said something along the lines of like he can't talk right now. No, no. Like he just like no, no, he can't. No. And I was like, "You okay?" And he's like, "Yeah." So he hangs up and he's like really pissed off. And I was like, "You sure you're okay?" And he tells me that's his ex-girlfriend. um she didn't have any problem with him seeing anyone else. They'd been broken up for a while. She didn't have any problem with him seeing anyone else. But the moment she found out that he was seeing me, she had a problem with that. And she was starting to call. And I guess it was going to be her birthday or something like that. And she wanted him to come to her birthday party. And he's telling me all this. And I was like, well, do you want to go? And he's like, hell no. And I was like, well, if that's not done, you can just go ahead and finish that. I won't be offended. You just go. Just just go. It's no biggie to me. Like, I literally would not be offended. I'm just like, I'm not gonna be part of that. I'm not gonna be fighting other girls for you. I'm not gonna be fighting over you. Like, I'm good. I'm literally good. And I went right back to grocery shopping. I'm not even joking. I went right back to like, what's on my list? What do I need? And I wasn't bothered at all. And I think I'll have to ask him later today, but I think that in itself, the fact that I was so unbothered, like you just, y'all have a history. I'm new here. Like it's all good. You just go back and finish that or stay there. It's no problem to me. I can't guarantee that I'm going to be around if you go back, finish that, and then come back. Like, I can't guarantee that I will be around. I probably won't. But, like, I'm not going to play with you. This is not going to be like a three-ring circus. No, no. Like, I'm not even jealous. It's just like, yeah, y'all have a history. You go and you create more history or you end that, whatever you want to do. I'm not going to be a part of that though. Right. So if this is something where I don't know. I don't know how people could agree to be part of a three-ring circus. There are billions of people in this world. There are billions of people in this world. You want the one that is going to give you the most problems? Ain't nobody look good enough to agree to that. I'm sorry. There is no one that is beautiful or handsome enough for you to like have to tolerate that. That's just my thoughts. That's my thoughts. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what you will offer me. Like, just no, no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, if whatever is happening, this person is trying to come back and they're still part of something, no, I don't stay friends with exes. Like, are you kidding me? For what? For what? I don't hate them. Granted, I don't have very many exes. I just don't. But I mean, I don't hate them. I just what are we gonna stay friends for? That's weird to me. That's weird. That's weird. You know what I mean? So I don't know that this is a person that's your ex. I don't get that sense. I don't get that sense at all. I think this is a person that maybe wanted to have had the opportunity to be an ex. They never got that. I think maybe that this is a person who they will forever see you as the one that got away. But, you know, I I don't know. I don't think Butterfingers is a very sexy state. I just don't. If you're going to drop me, leave me where I fall. Just leave it there. Just leave it there. Seriously, just leave it there. But I don't know. This is not my reading. This is for you guys. So whatever's happening, it's like this thing of it needs to happen now. Well, see, if you share a child, that's a whole different thing. You guys need to figure out how to be friends. At the very least, be able to be extremely civil, right? I'm thinking because it doesn't feel like this involves a child, at least a child that already exists. It doesn't feel like this is something where you have that type of history, you know? Um, this feels like there was a potential, there was an absolute potential for something profound to occur. Some very deep, deep connectivity. I don't know, as friends or as lovers, I don't know. It's very blurred in that space. Maybe if it was something that unfolded in a more healthy manner, this is something that could have been both a very intense, very deep friendship, as well as a very profound romantic relationship. It didn't go anywhere. So I'm wondering if this is some type of I'm wondering if this is some type of like past life reverberation, like the ripples keep coming forward into this life, into all these other lifetimes. Just ripple after ripple after ripple. Possibly. Possibly. That would explain why that would explain why there's almost this sense of like desperation. I don't know. Is it desperation? They just really want to be around. I don't want this reading to be about this person. I want it to be about what you can do to bring your wishes forward. I'm sick of this person hijacking the readings. Ah, here's my logic, you guys. You shouldn't have to do all of this to understand someone. If that person, whoever this is for you, does not have the degree of emotional intelligence and emotional maturity to volunteer this information through direct communication, is it even worth your time? And I think that's something you guys need to ask yourself. Is it worth your time? Because if someone can't even communicate a simple thing, like they want you to read their mind, they want you to, like that's too much effort. That's just too much fucking effort. For real. That's too much effort. Mm-mm. And I'm saying this as someone whose job is to read people. I just This is just so stressful. I don't even know who this is for y'all. I kind of just feel like just need to drink some mimosas or something. I don't even drink alcohol. I'm over here like we just need to extra strong mimosas. That's horrible. That's horrible. It's making me make ugly faces. I don't know. I don't know. It's up to you guys what you want to do with that, okay? But it's this sense of you need to make sure you're not repeating patterns. You need to make sure that you're not just repeating something. Like, I've learned to believe people when they show me who they are. Not that fake shit that they show people to like get you to think they're one way or another way or whatever. Not that. Like, I want to see who you really are, and that's what I'm going to look for. And once I see who you really are, I'm not going to say a single word. I'm going to let you show me through your actions and your words out of your mouth whether my assessment of you is accurate. And let me tell you, in my life, I've never been wrong about a single person. Makes me sad to say that. I've never been wrong. I've had many times where I didn't want to believe what their energy was showing me. And I think that's maybe what's going on right now for you. You don't want to believe what you're seeing. Okay, listen, in person event, body work, mimosas. I mean, I'm just saying for the 5 people, because there's only enough rooms for 5 people, right? Mimosas. Have y'all ever had mango mimosas? Yeah, I'm saying mango nectar mimosas. Try it. And if you're on like some healthy kick, carrot juice mimosas. I'm saying, ooh, it's so good. Mhm. Okay, so that's something we're going to consider for in-person event. Anyways, so on the surface level, it's probably this thing of you are aware of some of the things that are flowing past you. On a deeper level, that's what's trying to be awoken right now, this deeper aspect of yourself. Oh, is that why this person keeps coming up? They're a trigger for you. Oh, shit. It's getting good. So they're here to trigger you, not intentionally. Their existence is here to trigger some type of process. Most wait, what? Slow down, Minopod. Hold on. I just got a flurry of notifications. Give me 1 second. Okay. Fresh start is perfect. But okay. Most powerful secret you are probably hold on. you are probably not doing. These miracles change your fortunes. You also need to go on a date because Painted by Spencer says beginner friendly date night makeup tutorial. You need to go on a date. Are you going on a date? Are you going on a date with this person? Let me know how that goes. Let me know how that goes. Let me just put my phone back down. Mm-hmm. Right, right, Jackie. Trauma induced accretion. Here we go. Next in person event happens in Europe. Unfortunately, there's one specific individual in Europa that I dislike. Not you, of course, Cal. Never you. And I will not be entering into Europe until I can afford full scale um, armed executive protection, if you know what I'm saying. I'll eventually be out in Europe, eventually, just not anytime soon. Yes. Anyways, there's balance that's needing to be put into play. This balance is something this whoever this is, they're part of a greater plan. There's scales that are being, oh my God. So, speaking in various layers and levels, there are scales that are being created and calibrated. Scales like weighing scales, because, balance, and then scales as in like a musical scale, frequency recalibration. This person is part of your ascension mechanics. They need to trigger you. Oh, trust me, I'm triggered. Michael says, are you triggered yet? Oh, trust me, I am. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. I'm just triggered. So this is an upside down pattern that's needing to be right side up. Right? This person just keeps thinking about you all the time. It's kind of cute. It's so cute. I don't know. I've been with my husband for so long that it's kind of this thing of my husband always just he's a Gemini. He always just blurts out whatever the fuck he means. That's what I'm accustomed to. This man has forever ruined me for any other person in this world. He blurts out whatever the hell he means. No filter. No filter at all. None. So I don't understand this whole thing of, oh, they think about you all the time. Yet nothing. 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 I don't know. I don't know if that's all you guys feel you deserve. Minimal effort. Minimal effort. I mean, I don't know. For me, that's not enough. That's just not enough. That's not enough at all. At all. Minimal anything, that's not enough. Because everything I do, I maximize. Literally everything I do, I maximize. That's, I don't know. If you guys are okay with that, I'm not going to say anything different. I'm just saying, if you're okay with that, then I don't know. I kind of feel like whacking you in the forehead with the cards again. Y'all, why would you settle for bare minimum? Why would you settle for bare minimum? If they're not even reaching out. Now I'm offended. Now I'm offended. I vote this person stays silent and never reaches out to whoever this reading is for. Cal, stop speaking my heart right now. I mean, I don't know. I'm very opinionated, so maybe y'all shouldn't listen to me. Anyways, receiving. Your wish fulfillment is here. It's time for you to receive the instructions that you need to make things happen. So everything is being aligned, right? everything is absolutely being aligned, including the opportunities to experience certain things that will cause you to be triggered to the degree that you recognize you're the sole reason you keep going through these cycles that are upside down. You are, though. I know I got to admit that to myself too. I got to admit that to myself as well. Um, I'm still in a space of enablement. I be enabling all kind of just foolery by lack of action, right? So it's not severe foolery. It's not. But it's enough foolery for me to recognize, right? Like there was a situation where there are certain details to the circumstance that really is just should not be allowed. Should not be. It's with my mailbox. It's with my mailbox. There's an issue. And a specific individual has just really gotten out of hand with that whole mailbox thing. And so it's this thing of I need to let the owners know at this point. And I was doing some poking around online, which poke poke. I found a picture of the owners online. And I was like, "Oh my god, they're so old." They have no idea their employees are doing what they're doing, I think. And I mean, they already looked old. And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna ruin their whole weekend." Once I let them know, it's just gonna be like, "Oh my god, I'm responsible for their weekend being ruined." And then I looked at the date that was posted and it was like 2015. I was like, "Oh my god, they're even older now." And then came this thing of, "But they're so old." Should I just like leave it alone? No, girl, you should not leave it alone. You should not leave it alone. That's fucking tampering with federally delivered mail. That's a federal fucking offense. You should not leave it alone. I'm still talking to myself about it. Right? That's me enabling the same kind of stupid foolery, fuckery type stuff. Why? Because the owners are old? Well, yeah, that's the more I should tell them because their business is about to be run into the ground by this like inappropriate lack of professionalism. You're not going to fucking hold my mail hostage. You're just not. Okay? That's how that's going to go. So I need to work through whatever inside me that's being triggered. Yo, you want that wish fulfillment? You want that to happen for you? You have to do some breakthrough type work and break through the blockages that exist. All the ways in which your decisions still make it possible for others to prevent what needs to happen. That needs to stop. Talking to you, Emmy. I am, though. I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to all of us. For far too long, we've allowed things to go unchecked. It's not necessarily that you have to fight or argue with everyone, right? It's more that you need to stop the same behavioral patterns and thought processes that allow people to continue to mess with you. It has to stop because it's the very thing that's preventing a progression. You need to dream a beautiful dream. You need to be centered at that dream. And at the very top should be what your heart is telling you you're deserving. And that could be financial in nature, that could be love, like a romantic relationship, that could be um, success. I mean, it could just be healing. At the end of the day, you're not the puppet, you're the one holding the strings. You are the one in control. It's always only ever been you, you know? It's only ever been you. Now, Once you allow this process, again, that triggering, it's going to cause a different aspect of you to come forward. This aspect of you that comes forward is going to be something that you need to guard vigilantly. You need to guard it vigilantly, not because you're weak, not because you're in a space of detriment, but because until you acclimate to your new level of existence, things are not going to make sense. You're not going to have the degree of control and response that you normally would have. So, whenever you level up, it requires a small period for you to become a little bit more acclimatized, acclimated, acclimatized. Girl, making up your own damn words. Acclimated, right? Um, yeah, Meryl, because this process has already started. I've been thrown off from my center all week. Time to refocus. Same Z's. And it's not thrown off in a bad way. It's more like thrown off because I'm becoming aware of certain things that I wasn't really wanting to see, right? So, you don't need to feel inspired to go through this process. As a matter of fact, this triggering process is what's serving as the impetus for the return of your inspiration. So you need to just do what needs to be done. You need to get on board with what your soul is saying. And then it seems like things are going to progress rather quickly. Relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. See, you're letting your insecurities come forward. You're letting your thoughts be something that is creating more disharmony, more discord. It could be that your thoughts are focused on the insecurities that are popping up, which that's part of your process. That's a part of the process. Seeing where the insecurities are and what those insecurities are the first thing that needs to happen, right? Convincing yourself you don't have insecurities, babe, you got to stop lying to yourself. You do. We all do. I have insecurities. Yeah, I have insecurities. My insecurities are a little bit different than most people's, but I still do have insecurities. So, most ladies my age, their insecurity is about aging, right? Wrinkles showing up and, the skin starting to sag and all of that. Oh, I have that. I have the wrinkles, I have the looser skin. And did you want me to look 20 my whole life? Ew. P3DO much? Right? Like you want me to forever look like a child? Because in my 20s, I looked like I was 16. I don't care. As long as my face shows me that I'm taking care of myself, which right now my face shows me I ate a shit ton of salt last night. That's what it shows me. It shows me I had some sugar last night. Yeah, I made those decisions and now I have to deal with that decision. I'm not insecure about my aesthetics. I look how I look, and that's that. My insecurities are about my function. My insecurities are about, am I doing enough? Am I overcompensating in some way for my own insecurities? And in that, um, I'm unknowingly negatively impacting my community. Am I making the right decisions? Am I pushing things along fast enough? Am I making enough of an impact for where my awareness is? Am I going to get all the work that I need to do in this life done? Those are my insecurities. Like, am I really enough for whatever work I need to do? Am I really enough? I don't know. I don't know. And it's not from a space of lack of awareness of self worth, it's coming from a space of knowing I have so much I need to accomplish. And it's going to take a lot to do that. I digress. I still have insecurities. Those are still insecurities. Everyone has insecurities. And if you allow yourself to recognize where you're insecure, you can then begin to also take the time to recognize where you are fortified, where you are shored up, where you are very certain about your capacity. We all have this too. Remember, the scales are being recalibrated, right? So your awareness of yourself is being recalibrated. But I mean, what if I messed up? Okay. Did you mess up or did you make a decision and you, after making that decision, live through the things that you lived through? And after living through the things that you lived through, you now recognize you don't want to do that again. I made some goat cheese cheesecake yesterday. Well, I didn't make it. My family did. And it was good. I ate maybe like 1/6 of a huge pan. I ate a ton of it. Y'all know I'm diabetic. It's fully diet controlled. I'm a diabetic. It's fully diet controlled. Oh, I felt that glucose running through my body. I felt it. I was like, oh shit. It's so good though. Ooh, and then I made a blueberry pomegranate compote. Oh, from scratch. Bitch. It was so good. God damn. It was so good. I feel like shit this morning. I already knew last night as I had my final bowl. Um, that's it. I'm not gonna be eating none of this crap for quite some time. I don't know if I'm gonna eat it again. I'm not gonna eat it for a while, a long while. So that decision that I made, I knew the consequences. I knew how I would feel in the morning when I wake up. I knew I would be very bloated. I knew I would be very puffy in my face and everything, right? Okay. I felt it was worth it, so I did it. This morning I wake up, it was not worth it. It was so not worth it. I feel like shit. So then what? Am I just gonna feel like shit all day? No. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna see if anyone wants to go to the gym with me in a little bit because I carb loaded. Carbs are glucose. I'm gonna lift real fucking heavy today. It's back day? No, it's leg day. Even better. Leg day. I'm going to use that decision to fuel something that's going to take me one step closer to what I actually want. So you can take all of these things that you do that and I'm going to call you out right now. You know you're sabotaging yourself. You know damn well you're sabotaging yourself. You know it. I'm going to use that as fuel for the next part. What's the next part? Something I really want. What is it? Hypertrophy. All of that's stored in my muscles. If I work out today, it doesn't have enough time to be converted to fat. So then what did I do? I set myself up for a fucking wicked ass leg day today. It's the only way I can fix it. If I burn that glucose, I won't feel sick. I learned how to manipulate my body in that way. I learned that years ago. If I have enough sugar and I cross a certain threshold, yeah, it'll cause me to start having these yucky symptoms. If I burn it enough, dilute it with water, my body flushes it out. I don't feel sick. So I can control my diabetes with diet. I typically don't do this kind of stuff. So in that mistake, in that misstep, all I did was set up a phenomenal day if I choose to do it. And that's where most people will falter. They'll come up with excuses as to why they can't, so that they can stay in that space of sullied emotions. You're upset with yourself and you don't want a way to not be upset with yourself anymore. No, wish fulfillment. Part of your wish fulfillment journey includes the missteps that are actually the hidden blessings. With the amount of glucose I consumed, I'm certain I'm going to do some PRs today. I'm sure of it. I'm absolutely sure of it. Yep. Why? Because I have to? As punishment? No. Because I'm efficient. You don't have to punish yourself just because you perceived you made a misstep in the coming to fruition of your wishes, right? The bringing of it into fruition. It's not a perfect science. The missteps often are what helps to fuel the next part. So all I got to do is what? Lift heavy today, leg day, that'll burn up a shit ton of glucose real fast. How can I turn it around more than just punishing myself? I need to make sure I eat the amount of proteins I need to ensure hypertrophy. I already have all the other things in place. No, I'm not just going to do cardio. That's fucking waste of my fuel. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? People will say like, oh, you know, they do all this cardio and it's part of their blah blah blah, and that's fine if what you're working on is your stamina. But if what you're working on is your growth, your hypertrophy, increasing muscle mass, cardio is not going to do that for you. It's going to eat your muscle. So what is being represented by cardio in your life? What's being represented? Is it the ways in which you overwork yourself but make no progress? My husband, I like to use him as an example lately. This guy used to do a shit ton of cardio. So I work out for like 3.5 hours or so, right? He'd be on that cardio machine for like 3.5 hours. And I used to tell him, like, bro, you're just fucking eating all your muscle. He didn't want to listen to me. And then finally he listened to me. That guy is like gorilla status at this point. He's fucking huge. Yeah. I was telling him, I think it was yesterday, next time we're in the gym for chest day, I'm going to stand on the bar. He uses a Smith machine. I'm going to stand on the bar and I want him to bench press me on the bar. He's like, we're going to get kicked out of the gym. I said, it's worth it. Oh, he could bench press double me. It's going to be fine. I just want to see him do it. You know, how did he begin building muscle? And the way he feels about himself has changed too. How did he begin building muscle? He stopped running in place. Like I said, hey, if you want to eat up all of your extra calories and all of that, and you're not interested in being very strong, do all the cardio you want. Just do all the cardio you want. Stay on there for hours on end. Restrict your calories. It's going to be a lot harder for you to lose weight. Your body's in a constant state of stress. If you want to be strong, like really strong, there is nothing manly about my body. The more muscle I build, the more feminine my body looks. Lift. Lift heavy. Lift all the things that you think you can't lift, your insecurities, your doubts, your fears. Lift it off the ground and build yourself as you do it. All you have to do is take in what's needed at the end of all of that. What's needed? What is represented by your proteins? You lift heavy, for you, like whatever's heavy for you, but you're not seeing any muscle growth, you're not eating enough protein. You're not eating enough. You're depriving yourself of the very building block you need. So, what's represented by the protein? Are you not acknowledging yourself enough, your needs? Are you not taking in and receiving the things you need? Are people offering to help you, but you keep refusing the help? That's the same as refusing to eat the amount of protein you need. You're in control. You always have been. You are in control. Start using your power over yourself in such a way that brings to you the very thing you want. What you want wants you. You want that growth. You want that healing. Let it occur. Sometimes, in order to heal, if that's what you truly wish for, you have to face the very thing you don't want to face. Maybe that's what's wrong with this individual, the one that keeps hijacking your reading. Maybe that's their issue. They don't want to face the one thing that serves as a mirror, the one thing that they know can look them right back in the eyes and not be intimidated. Hmm. I was about to say, I did meet one person, well, not in person, but I did come across one person who is an actual mirror. And I didn't feel intimidated at all. So it's possible. And then here's Michael. That's what I was about to say. And here's Michael. Not everyone functions the way you do. That's true. That's true, because if I see something that's supposed to intimidate me, I begin hyper analyzing it to see why it would intimidate me. It becomes an internal introspective moment. So that specific individual, I was like, because they sent me a friend request. This is years ago. They sent me a friend request, and I was like, no, absolutely not. That's all kind of trouble right there. Nope. And then, long story short, um, as a favor to someone else, I did accept their friend request, and I was asked to do a reading or something like that. And in that, I was like, okay, so why was that the initial reaction? Like, nope. Oh, I'm gonna see what it feels like for other people to interact with me. Got it. Got it. Yeah. It was not intimidating to me in any way, shape, or form. It was just very eye-opening. It really helped me to see the way I move through certain things and how that could possibly be received by other people. So it became something that was very eye-opening and empowering, but also very destructive internally, because of the fact that I finally saw myself for the first time, just a small snippet. Because just like me, this individual hides much of who they are. Just a small snippet. Yeah. That was very eye-opening. It's very, very eye-opening. And it was actually the impetus for me to step into a space that I was uncomfortable stepping into. That was the start of me being publicly visible. That was the very start of it. That interaction. Yeah. Well, that occurred. That occurred during that period. And that's the very thing that triggered me enough internally to begin really digging deep within myself. And it's a process that's continued for quite a few years. No more interaction with the individual, but that process continued for quite a few years. So maybe what's part of your wish fulfillment is a person will serve that type of purpose for you, where the ways in which they trigger you, it's going to be something that's going to fuel your process for the next couple years. Make it a good type of fuel, not a corrupted fuel, because for the next few years, what you're doing, oh my God, I'm suddenly super effing hot. what you're doing for the next few years is going to be something that's setting you up for like 20, 30 years. This is the start of it. This is very much the start of it. Okay, so really quick, you guys. I'll be live on Monday for the 11/11 portal. I have quite a few different things available, some new stuff that I've never made publicly available before. I think I put fire emojis beside them. If you'd like to get more information on that, click on the QR code or the link in the comment. Also, where is it? I'm going to be hopping into the sanctuary to talk to our community. If you'd like to be part of the Soul Sanctuary community, it is our church congregation. Please click on this QR code or the link in the comment, and that will give you the option to sign up. It is a recurring contribution, and because it's processed and utilized by our officially formed church, you can actually use that receipt as part of your donations, tax deductions at the year's end. So, for those in the sanctuary, I'll see you guys in about 15 minutes or so. Okay. I'm told one final card. Okay. We'll do one final card. So, let me get this off the screen. All right. Just one card, and that is it, okay? One card. I'm telling Michael, just one card, okay? One. Just one. Okay, Moon Maiden, look at you. Look at you with your rabbit. Anyways. Oh, okay. This is guidance. Card number 2. Blessings of the Moon Maiden. Let's switch hands. The Moon Maiden with her lucky hair brings auspicious tidings of prosperity and abundance to you now. The universe seeks to replenish, restore, and create through you. Allow yourself to receive beyond what you've thought is possible by opening your heart with gratitude. Let the blessings of good fortune from the beloved Maiden of the Moon, Kuan Yin, flow easily into your life now. Gifts of abundance and prosperity are flowing to you now. You are being asked to open up to what you believe is possible and then open up some more. Allow good fortune in all its forms to come to you. Don't limit what you're capable of attracting with false beliefs about how much you deserve or what you're worthy of having. The universe will share with you so much more than you imagine possible as you open your heart and let go of self-imposed limitations, doubts, or fears. The Moon Maiden blesses with great generosity, blessings of good fortune and peace. Yet we must trust how these blessings come to us and accept that we may need to grow for these blessings to manifest in our lives. All blessings need energy within us in which to vest, like a seed needing soil in which to be planted so it can manifest in the physical world as a vital, healthy plant. Blessings such as a new partnership, life path, career opportunity, growth in personal or spiritual power, and financial healing require energy within us to be able to settle and grow into physical form, to be enjoyed and shared in our lives. Our beliefs, openness, vitality, and trust need to be big enough to receive the magnificence of the blessings coming to us. Otherwise, it is like asking a wonderful vast oak tree to be planted in a tiny pot or an ocean to be contained in a thimble. Do you know how easy it is for you to attract even more goodness and support for this growth in your life? Have gratitude for what you already have received and now how you have already grown. These blessings would not be coming to you if there was not a readiness and ability within you to receive them. So, this is about working on yourself. This is about allowing these things that you've worked so hard to cultivate to come forward and bear fruit. So, share something of what you have with others in a way that expands rather than depletes you. That's crucial. You're being asked to share, but share in a way that expands rather than depletes. That old, outdated, honestly, it's draconian. That draconian teaching that to give means to deplete. And only once you are depleted have you proven that you are good. That's utter bullshit. It's utter bullshit. When you are truly in a space of giving and living your divine potential, your divine purpose, it amplifies and expands. It adds to you as well as to others simultaneously. That is the truth of you living your purpose. The other belief, that was always kept to keep you enslaved. Give from the desire to do so from your heart. Do not seek to give out of fear, obligation, or guilt. Just give what feels good to give, and your heart will open with joy rather than close with anxiety or fear. You will feel good and move even more deeply into the flow of abundance. The divine feminine endlessly creates over and over again, flowing in cycles just like the moon. If you have been through a challenging cycle where your creative ability to manifest seemed to be impeded, this oracle indicates that the tide is changing and your finances, energy, relationships, and vocation are being infused with abundant universal energy now. Accept this divine grace and know that your abundance helps others feel abundant too. It is a spiritual service to live a life of fullness and joy. So you're being asked to live a life of fullness and of joy, one where you can allow yourself to really move through the process and recognize this is merely a process. I am not to intentionally deplete myself to prove anything, nor am I to intentionally stomp on people to get ahead. I am to simply flow and allow and recognize. At no point was me giving of myself intended to deplete me. And if it does, that means you're believing some erroneous things about yourself. That means you're doing things that are sabotaging your process rather than adding to it. Wish fulfillment is here. It all depends on what you choose to do with that wish fulfillment. If you choose to use this opportunity in the way it's meant to be used, then amazing things happen. If you choose to continue with the same cycles because you need to prove to yourself and to others that you're not selfish, that you're not greedy, that you're not this and that, um, I mean, who said you were those things, anyways? Probably people who wanted to use you in the first place. Those are who you're listening to. To each their own. If that's who you want to listen to, by all means, continue. But if you're done, exit out of that space without attacking yourself. Instead, make it a point to enter into a space of kindness and compassion for the self, first and foremost. We already know you have the capacity to give, even when you have nothing left. Now is a time to learn, to prove to yourself you can love yourself as deeply as you love even complete strangers. That's how you know you finally reached the next level. There'll be more to learn in that next level. It's okay. That's a part of life. But I think it's time for you to exit out of this space of limited confinement. It's a very small space you put yourself in. I'm sure you already feel the cramps. It's time to come out. It's time to exit and enter into a state of limitless potential. It's a scary thing if you have something to prove. It becomes an adventure when you simply are just there and you know it. So just be there, be aware, and allow yourself to experience to whatever degree you need to. So, guys, quick reminder, I will be going live on Monday. I'm not going to go live tomorrow either. I'm going to go low. Shifting. I feel tremendous shifting in my eyeballs and my brain. I'm going to be going live on Monday for the 11/11 portal. A lot of interesting things have been occurring. I think we're ready for that next part. So go check it out. Check it out. It's also in my Hoobie. Excuse me. If you're looking or waiting for any new announcements, you simply click on this QR code or the link in the comments, and this has all the information you could possibly want or need. I'm going to be making a few announcements soon in the next few days, and it's going to be put on that Hoobie before anything. And then, of course, I'm going to share it on live streams as well. But anytime you have any question about events or learning opportunities, anything at all, you just click that link, the Hoobie link. Oh, final thing, I almost forgot. Next weekend, I'm doing the Morphogenetic Fundamentals workshop. If you'd like to learn how to harness your energy the way I do, remember, I wasn't taught this. I came into this life remembering. Check out my Morphogenetic Fundamentals workshop. Very soon, I'm going to be changing the way people can register for my certification program. And the Morphogenetic Fundamentals workshop is going to be the requirement. That's going to be the prerequisite for the certification program, along with an entire application process. But get that out of